The topic I'd love to discuss today is very interesting and in so many ways affects us as a society in Africa. How the Western cultures has penetrated our society and what are the impacts and the effects of uh, this change, particularly feminism, right? Female empowerment, so it is called. There is nothing wrong with female empowerment, especially in our societies. If, with the kind of societies that we have, yes, of course, women have been disadvantaged, has been disempowered in so many ways. And I'm sure it is a great thing that women are being empowered nowadays. They can also go to work. It is their choice. They can also go to school. I mean, we still have societies in Africa where women are not taken seriously in terms of education. We still have societies that literally say women don't go to school. I think I've had similar circumstances in Malawi where girls are not taken seriously in terms of going to school and education. So female empowerment is very important and it's a good thing. It's a very, very good thing. But on the flip side, we need to think and we need to realize that with this comes the toxic or the extremist side of feminism, right? Where you realize this is no longer about female empowerment. This is now exalting women above men instead. I do not believe that there is a group of people somewhere in the world sitting and thinking to themselves, um, let us spread feminism everywhere in the world, including Africa, so that we can destroy the societies and destroy families and demasculinize men. I do not think so. I think it's just a natural occurring factor that if women are become given this opportunity, sometimes it tends to go out of hand. The extreme um, ideas creeps in little by little until it becomes a big monster, right? Um, like I was discussing earlier, there is nothing wrong with being equal. It just has to be defined what it means to be equals. Equal human rights, it means we both human beings. I respect you as a human being, no lesser than me. But in the other side, we have different capabilities. As men are masculine, female are feminine, right? We have different roles then, so to speak. But this can be confused. This can be convoluted, especially when it comes to women who have been disadvantaged. They might take the opportunity and try and take this the wrong way. If you couple feminism, the extreme ideas of feminism, if you couple them with the Hollywood ideology of romance and love, it destroys men, and in particular, it simply means we are now exalting women above men, because our perspective as Africans, as the Western culture infiltrates our society, including Hollywood. Hollywood is part of Western cultures, right? And it is actually the biggest means of spreading Western culture into different societies. Hollywood, through movies, through TV, right? People love to watch films and TV, and this is where we get to adopt and take the ideas that um, how the Western culture is, and we bring it into our societies, and like a verse in the Bible. Not to say I'm religious or whatever, by beholding you become changed. So as Africans, as we watch these movies, as we have social media, um, we get to learn the ways of the West, what it means to love a woman, what it means to be in a relationship with a woman, right? That's where the ideas that come, the idea of If you're proposing to your girlfriend, asking her to marry you, you must kneel down, right? It's this thing. We never had things like that in our society, I'm sure, prior to to Hollywood, right? But Hollywood brings these ideas into our societies now, where you have to bow down in order to ask your wife or your girlfriend to marry you. Nobody questions it. Nobody asks, why do I have to kneel down to ask for your hand in marriage, right? Then it keeps on disclam this masculinizing men and reducing men to the point that as a man, for you to show love, you must sacrifice yourself. You must be willing to be less than her. You must give up all your life. You must give up your dreams. That is romance, that the romanticized version of love. Uh, by Hollywood, right? We for us, for you to show your woman that you love her, you must do these things. This is what is defined as love. The emotional roller coaster that comes with it. We're being taught to be very emotional, right? Which in turn destroys man, as she being exalted, and as men are being lessened, as men are being taught to be less than her, to give her, to make her the priority of your life, to make her the goal, right? Which is problematic, right? Because as a young man, yeah, I used to go to church, right? I remember the pastor used to say, Adam was given a garden before he was given a wife, right? Your priorities, as Hollywood tries, or the Western culture tries to teach us, that your priorities must be her, must be your girlfriend, must be love, must be um your wife, must be this, right? And even we have conversations like this in a relationship. You never prioritize me and this and that. But that is the wrong way of approaching it. I think it is not correct. I remember Shaka Zulu, when I was going through history. Shaka Zulu didn't even allow men to get married, those who were going to fight, in the military men, because he knew and understood that the biggest weakness of a man would be a woman, right? The moment you introduce the romance and the emotional roller coaster that comes with relationships, you weaken men, right? So as more of this ideologies comes into our societies of romance, and the romanticized version of love and relationships, as it comes into our youths, and they have their priorities mixed up, right? When you're going to school, you're 18, or you have watched is romantic movies from America, right? All you think about is, I must fall in love. Not that it's bad. You need to experience it to understand it yourself. That's the only way to do it, I think. But unfortunately, it fucks up the brain of the kids, because the kids end up, uh, all they think about is, I must fall in love, I must do this, and at 18 they already have a serious relationship. um 21, 22, they've already have baby mamas, or they have kids. I mean, maybe they are married, if they end up getting into that stage. But then when they mature enough at 25, 30, they realize, I actually have a better vision for my life. I actually have a better vision for me to become something. I want to be rich. I want to be successful. I want to be a millionaire. But already now you have a baggage, and you have all these problems that comes with it. So if it teaches us and weakens us as men to think we must prioritize women in our lives, instead of understanding that we must prioritize um, our careers. We must prioritize building something for ourselves as men. We must prioritize becoming something before we get into